happy Black History Month, y'all. It's February. I mean, granted, y'all knew that last week when y'all tuned in, but this is the first time that I think we've actually said Happy Black History Month to all of y'all. And if y'all don't realize anything else, the whole month of February, Black history does not end at the 28th of February. Black history is all year long. So if you haven't already done so, utilize this time to learn something new, to do some research, to celebrate our culture, because we are Black and we are beautiful.
No doubt.
So babe, have you done anything or learned anything new or done anything to celebrate Black History Month this year, or I wouldn't say just in the month of February, but just all year long so far?
No, it was everyday Black History Month, so I don't pick a month just to do things and find things out. So no, nothing new.
Yeah.
Then stuff I already know. Not saying it goes away, I'm just saying.
Have you, I know for me on Instagram, like one of the things that I really appreciate is the fact that a lot of people that I follow now have done a really good job on sharing facts that some people probably didn't know. Like I follow this cosmetologist, and she's made it her business the whole month of February to share like Black hair care facts about either instruments that are used in the hair salon that have been made and created by a Black person. I have another page who is she is into culinary arts, so she shared like different Black culinary arts folks, you know what I'm saying, that I know I didn't necessarily know. Do you have any followers or social media friends who are doing the same, like sharing well, I shouldn't say new facts, but sharing information about different inventors that are Black?
I have people that have been showing different stuff, different inventors and stuff like that. Yeah.
You know, I can admit that I haven't necessarily done a great job in during the month of February being adamant on doing more research to see, you know, who did what, who are some African Americans that are new, you know, inventors, new entrepreneurs for me. And I don't necessarily mean like brand new, like they just came out yesterday, but that where the information is new to me. I haven't been great at that. However, I would say I think we've done a good job this month to at least do some research and figure out what movies are out, you know, whether they're new or old, to update our minds, to update our minds and refresh our memory on individuals who helped pave the way to where we are today. And so, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Judas and the Black Messiah, today's or this week's episode is going to include information from the movie. So if you haven't seen it, watch the movie first.
Well, if you have a spoiler alert, we're going to say some things in the movie, so I really don't care if you haven't, it's been out, so if you haven't seen it, it's your fault. So there's going to be some spoilers dropped.
Yes, just know it's going to be some spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie,
we just want to talk about it. So
if you haven't seen the movie, you may want to watch the movie first, or either listen to our podcast, the rest of the episode, and then go back and watch the movie so you know where we're coming from. Last weekend, we had the opportunity of watching Judas and the Black Messiah, which, if you did not know, was produced by 3 different individuals. Ryan Coogler, who most of us know if you saw Black Panther, the Marvel movie, Shaka King, as well as Charles D. King. And this movie is actually a biographical drama that is about the betrayal of Fred Hampton. To any of the Chicagoans who's listening and watching.
If you don't know who Fred Hampton is, go hang yourself outside.
Not hang yourself.
Whatever. Take it how you
but
want
do
to.
your research.
Go hang yourself outside. If you don't know, if you like, who is that? Shoot yourself in the foot.
I cannot.
What is
But
what it
yes,
is. I'm just saying.
To my Chicago folks, this is someone that you definitely should know. But to any other listeners or viewers who are not Chicagoans, weren't born or raised here, didn't grow up here, this is still someone that you should know because it is a part of our Black history. So, just a little bit of info. Fred Hampton was the chairman of the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party in the late 60s.
Chairman Fred.
And yes, and this movie focuses on the betrayal of William O'Neill, which was an informant back in the late 60s. And just to give you a little bit about who William O'Neill was, he was a criminal. He did everything from car theft to home invasions, kidnapping, torture. I'm sure, you name it, I'm sure he probably did it. But at the age of 17 years old, he was caught by an FBI agent because he was driving a stolen car.
He was joyriding
across state lines.
Across state lines, got called.
Yes.
They hemmed him up, say, hey, you can do a favor for us, man.
Yes, and in exchange of them dropping the felony charge, he agreed to work with the FBI in order to infiltrate the Black Panther operation as a whole. So this week's conversation today, we are focusing on two things. One, all skinfolk ain't your kinfolk. And second thing, following the signs, adhering the signs that you receive when something ain't right versus giving people the benefit of the doubt. Babe, you ready to get into this conversation?
Let's get it.
Whew. Okay, so which part of the conversation do you want to start on? Do you want to start talking about benefit of the doubt or signs?
We start benefit of the doubt.
Okay, so in doing some research this week, and y'all know I love to, talk about definitions and terminology, but while doing research this week, I discovered that the free dictionary says to believe something good about someone rather than something bad. When you have the possibility of doing either, that's what benefit of the doubt means. Mm-hmm. So again, benefit of the doubt means to believe something good about someone rather than something bad when you have the possibility of doing either. The Urban Dictionary defined it as when giving someone the benefit of the doubt, you are believing what they say and taking their word because you yourself have some doubt about what you believe and what you think.
Like that.
So let's talk about it. I mean, I think it's definitely hits the nail on the head because I would say between the two of us, if we had to put ourselves in either one of these categories, I can definitely say that I'm the type of individual who am more quick to give people the benefit of the doubt first.
No.
Well, I'm just being honest.
I know that's you. I know. I respect
versus
that.
Versus you,
on the
other hand, you're
attention.
more quick to adhere to the signs. Because
when someone shows you who they are, the great minds who told us believe them. That's real talk. That's still relevant in 21.
Facts.
She said this in the 60s, 70s.
Facts.
So I don't have time to be like, no, maybe that's not no. Once I see the sign, I know pretty much how you are. Get on around for me.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, I can say, so for myself, before I get into this article that we read, I would say for me, the reason that I choose more frequently to give people the benefit of the doubt is because sometimes I haven't collected all of my facts yet, or either I'm not seeing enough, to help me really make a good judgment call. And based on instances in the past when I've been quick to rush and make a decision, unfortunately, I make the wrong decision because I'm assuming X, Y, and Z. So from doing that too much, that's caused me to be more quick to give people the benefit of the doubt first, and then say, okay, let me gather my information, let me store it in my mental file cabinet, you know what I'm saying? Let me pray on it a little bit first. And then if I receive something or get a revelation about it, then I can make a decision. But I can't always say, I'm gonna be real, I can't always say that every single time where I'm giving someone the benefit of the doubt, that's leading me to making the right decision. Because there have been times, I would say in my late 20s, where I've ended up procrastinating on making a decision because I don't want to hurt the other person. And then that's led me to not make any action at all. And then I end up hurting me.
Yep.
So I feel like, there's a thin line between the benefit of the doubt and making a decision, like giving someone the benefit of the doubt so that you can give yourself or allow yourself more time to be able to make the best decision for yourself. But when it comes to you procrastinating because you're looking out for the other person instead of yourself, that may lead to no action at all.
Or it can be detrimental.
Yeah, or detrimental, just like the movie.
So every brother ain't your brother.
Facts.
So
all skinfolk ain't your kinfolk.
Yeah, remember that. You must know this.
Yeah,
if they can teach us nothing else. Real talk. I got a quick question. When is it wise to give the benefit of the doubt and when it is not?
Ooh.
So when do you and when don't you?
Can you ask it one more time for the folks in the back who missed it? Okay, when is it wise?
To give the benefit of the doubt and when it is not. So when and when you should not.
I would say, and you may beg to differ, I would say initially in the very beginning, it's okay to give someone the benefit of the doubt. So let's say hypothetically speaking, I just meet this new person. I want to build a friendship with them, or I want to, potentially venture into a dating situation with them. Because I don't know them and I'm getting to know them, of course it makes sense in the very beginning to give people the benefit of the doubt, because
you don't know
them all that well.
But once you get
But
right.
you asked me, so I'm gonna answer first. All right. But I think when it gets to the point that you keep seeing the same sign over and over and over and over again and nothing is changing, then I think at that point it's time to trust the signs. So again, I'm going to say that one more time for the one time. In the very beginning, yes, give people the benefit of the doubt. But when the same sign keeps happening over and over again, then you need to trust the sign. You need to trust what you're seeing, because that's like if I'm driving in a car, and I keep seeing the same street sign over and over again. Okay, clearly that means I'm going in a circle. I don't know where I'm going. So I need to trust the fact that, Angie, you're lost. And you need to figure out how to get from point A to point B. So that's just me. What do you think? Same question. When do you think it's okay to give someone...
When you know somebody, when you know them for a long time, you can kind of gauge it. But when you just meet somebody, it takes time.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about, I can't cuss, but the people you know who full of...
Yeah.
Come on, man, let's be a buck. So... Yeah, somebody new, of course, is going to take time. You can't do it off the rip. But people that you know, been knowing for a while,
Yeah.
come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now, man.
And I would say, so paralleling this back to the movie, Judas and the Black Messiah, there were, you know, when O'Neal came into the equation, he was a new individual in the Black Panther Party. When he started being around Fred Hampton in the very beginning. There, you know, from the viewer standpoint, I saw plenty of signs that was like, hey, red flag, hey, red flag, hey, red flag.
But Fred didn't know what people around him.
Yeah. And we gonna get there, get there.
All right.
But I said all that to say, you know, when sometimes people can portray to be, what's the quote, in sheep's clothing.
A wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yes. Sometimes people will try to be a wolf in sheep's clothing. And so it takes time to look past what you see on the surface. And that's why I say it takes time. Because, again, I'm looking from the aspect, if this is somebody new in my life, I may not see everything that somebody else sees. I may not have caught the fact that somebody, you know, was being extremely sarcastic and throwing jabs versus somebody else might have. Like, and that's how you and I operate within our marriage. Stuff I don't see, most of the time you see.
I see it all the time.
Or there have been instances where you haven't saw something and I've been like, I don't know, babe, that look a little suspect. That sound a little off to me. I mean, that's just what it sounds like to me.
No, I hear what you're saying. You're right.
So I think when it comes to people that are brand new or that's been in your life for, I would say, less than a year, 6 months to a year, you know, that's still fresh. Give it time. Now, I'm not saying with benefit of the doubt we're supposed to overlook it and be like, that's not what that meant.
Yeah,
but for me, I feel like benefit of the doubt means, no, let me take that, let me put it in my mental file cabinet, you know, with the person's name on the file folder. Y'all know, anybody that work in corporate America, y'all know what the filing system looks like. Storage.
So you can go back when that person bring them signs up again. You
like,
like, wait a minute.
You know what? Let me go
check. You feel me?
It do say, yep, I remember that. Yep, I remember that. You know, we aren't supposed to be naive out here and act like everybody is for us.
Yeah, you can't be that stupid.
Because again,
Skinfolk
ain't your kinfolk. Everybody out
brother
here
ain't your brother.
Every sister ain't your sister.
Right, you can't just be like, well, that's my brother. How? That's my sister. Okay, explain.
Do you have facts to support?
Let me hear the factuals. Just not giving them the title.
Yeah, but that's the truth, you know, and I've fallen victim to that. I've been quick to calling people, you know, my sis or my bro. And sometimes I feel like, so this is going to getting outside of the realm of if this is somebody that we just met. People change, you know. Time causes people to change. Growth causes people to change. Life causes people to change. So if I've known somebody for, let's say, you know, 20 some odd years, well, that's 2 decades. They've grown or changed. I've grown. I've changed. So there's a possibility that there's, just because I was able to give them the benefit of the doubt X amount of years ago, and they proved themselves worthy enough to be in my life as a friend, as a brother and sister, whatever, that doesn't mean that that is going to be the case all the time. Unless God has revealed to me, look, this is somebody that's going to be in your life for a lifetime. Because again, as humans, we make choices, and the choices that we make can impact the journey that we're on. You know, if I'm driving in a car, at any given time, if I cut a right and you thinking we was gonna keep straight, you may be like, nah, where I'm going, my destination is over here, so I need to get out the car from your right turn, and I need to keep it moving. Life is the same way.
Yeah.
So if someone else cuts a right or a U-ey, you know what I'm saying, and they're backtracking or going different than where I'm going, it's a possibility just because we was rocking for 30 years or 20 years before that doesn't always mean that, that's going to be the case. Right. Yep. So, yeah, I'm in agreement with what you said. In the very beginning, it's cool to give people the benefit.
Yeah, but after you get to know them and you know them and you just ignoring the signs, you'll shoot yourself in the foot with a double barrel.
So, you said this word, I said this word, trust. Do you feel like trust is the root of
betrayal?
Yeah.
It is. It most definitely is. Because when you trust them, when you let them in, so you don't know that they're going to betray you. The person does, the betrayer knows, but you don't.
Yeah.
Because you trust them.
Yeah.
When you trust, you let walls down. When you trust, you let guards down. So it's like, come on in, brother. Yeah. And then by the time you like, hey, he like, yep, got him, and you done for it. But you let your guard down.
Yeah.
You trust. You let your guard down. That's in marriages, relationships.
That's in any relationship.
When you get to know somebody and you like, okay, you gotta let your guard down to get to know them, let them in so you can build.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
I love it. I mean, the first thing that came to my mind when you were just saying what you were saying is vulnerability. And I know, I expressed to you not too long ago, that's something that I realize is not my strong point. It's hard for me to be vulnerable, y'all. It's with my close friends, my family sometimes, I don't think that there's anything wrong with letting your guard down. I don't think it's anything wrong with being vulnerable. I don't think it's anything wrong with trusting.
Right, but the
root. Key is you have to really protect your heart and understand, hey, there's a possibility
that this person might not have my best interest.
Yes. Who I let my guard down for, okay, if they sneak attack me, how am I going to bounce back from it?
Because you let them in.
Right.
So it's kind of like you got to be on point.
Right. And
you can't just walk in the bank and rob it. They have security guards.
Right.
So it's the same thing with your heart and your feelings. Yeah. Have security guards at the post.
Facts.
You can't just walk. Go try it if you think I'm lying. Go walk in your bank and try to rob and see if you're going to get on out. No. There's some guards there. They're going to stop you.
Right.
They're going to be like, hey, what you doing? What you doing with that money? And you like, oh, I just want to walk out the front door.
Right.
No, they're not letting you walk out the front door. So why would you let somebody walk in your life, so to speak, and just take and leave?
You're right. But that's
it goes hand in hand.
That's why, I've learned a lot within these past 30 some odd years of life. And that's why I'm at the place that I am now. And you know what? I've tried to pick people to be friends or whatever, in my life. I'm done picking. I'm going to let God pick them for me. And I'm just going to pray and ask God to reveal, hey, God, does this person, have my best interest?
And he will.
Oh, yes,
and when you answer, don't be shocked by the answers. Right. Now, if you go past that, if he didn't show you and you still allow him, whatever comes with that, you deserve it. That's because he showed you.
That's on
so if you let them pass that, and it's like, well, they keep making the same mistake, it's your fault. Because he showed you.
Yep.
So, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's actual factuals.
Yeah. So, back to the word vulnerability. I know I started there and we kind of drifted a little bit.
That's cool. Let me go on this here.
Okay, go ahead, babe. Pull up vulnerability or vulnerable. Hey, Google, what's the definition of vulnerable?
Here's the definition of vulnerable. Susceptible to physical or emotional attack or harm.
Ooh.
Yeah. Vulnerability is also the key of, like, it could be the root of betrayal as well. Because that's the same, it goes with trust. Because when you're vulnerable, you're like, everything is down. There's no security codes in. There's no guards at the front. They just in there.
There's no gate up.
There's no gate up. Everything is down. So, unfortunately...
And you know what's crazy? So
when it's down, that's when the attack comes.
It's a couple weeks ago, we participated in this virtual marriage retreat. And so there's a lot that I learned that I didn't realize was an important key to marriage. But not just marriage, friendships as well. And that's when I realized vulnerability is something that I struggle with.
I've been through that.
Well, it was an aha moment for me.
Yeah, I know it was an aha, but I've been through that.
But I said that to say, you know, I don't know if it's only child issue because I've never had to rely on anyone else.
It's definitely only child syndrome. It's definitely that. You know, I don't know if.
Okay, baby.
It's definitely that. Stop playing, man. All you single people, all you single kids out there, stop. Let somebody help y'all. It's okay. It's not just about you.
But it wasn't just that. It was also the realization, you know, y'all, I'm be real. It was a therapeutic moment. When I went back down memory lane, mentally, so to speak, I realized and I was able to identify that in instances where I really was being vulnerable with someone that I thought I could trust, and I'm talking about family, y'all. We keeping it a buck. I was then questioned and almost antagonized, and it made me feel less than. So as a result, I said, okay, I'm not gonna ask you no more, and I'm be 1,000% candid. You know this story already, but when I was in my first apartment, it was within like the first year after moving out of my mom's home, and before moving in, you know, had already budgeted my bills, so I knew and could see, okay, well, this is gonna go to rent, this is gonna go to lights, this is gonna go to what else? Internet and phone bill. This is gonna go to groceries. This is gonna go to student loans. Yada yada yada. Well, I forgot tax. You know, the U.S. gonna always get theirs. And there was something else that I didn't calculate. So when it came down to it, I'm like, okay, let me handle all my bills first. And that left me not having the funds for groceries. And so I went, you know, y'all know how it is when you're low on grocery money and you eating crackers and peanut butter and you eating cans of soup. And eventually it got to the point where I didn't have any more food. And I had at least like another full week before I got paid again. So, you know, I reached out to a family member. I won't disclose what the relationship is. I reached out to the family member. First question I got was, what are you doing with your money? First of all, this individual didn't realize it took everything within me to let my guard down, put my pride to the side, and ask for help, right? So I'm like, okay, I can move past that. I answered the question. I literally gave a breakdown of this is how much I got in from my check. This is where it went. This is how I divvied it up. This is why I don't have X amount left over, right? Then, needless to say, they offered to help, took me to the grocery store. And I've always been the type, if someone helps me out, like, I'm not going balls to the wall. I'm not going to get steak. I'm not going
you just getting the things you need. You're not taking advantage. You're not taking advantage of them being generous. You're not taking advantage of the generosity.
Right. And so at the end of it all, we checked out, got home, put my groceries away, and then I got hit with another like almost antagonist. Well, I shouldn't say antagonist. I got hit with advice that I didn't ask for on how to better budget, how
It's
to
like I didn't ask you for that. I just asked you to help me out. I didn't ask for after school special. I can go watch Schoolhouse Rock on my own.
And granted, I knew all about the things that was being communicated, but because the individual did not sit down and ask me in a way that made me feel comfortable,
they just assumed.
They assumed. And so
and when you assume,
you make a bloop out yourself.
I wish I can cuss, but y'all know how I go. I can't cuss.
But
people who trying to.
It just.
But when you make assumptions, you make a huge doo-doo-doo-doo out of yourself.
But that caused me, because this was a relative, this caused me to be like, you know what? If I'm really standing in the need, I'm not even going to go to family. Mm-hmm. I don't feel comfortable being vulnerable and open to the point where anyone knows my deepest, darkest issues, secrets, insecurities, whatever, because I'm tired of feeling like somebody is judging me or acting like you ain't never been in my shoes.
Right. You have amnesia.
So that has
as
caused,
a lot of people have.
Yes.
You wasn't always at the spot you're in. Someone helped you out.
Yes.
So it's like people get amnesia with that when it comes to you needing the help. Oh, what? How you struggling? Okay, you were struggling. What is the ain't no difference.
Right.
But you're just at a place now where you're good.
Right.
So you forgot them steps you had to take for you to be good.
Facts. People
to help you along the way.
Facts.
So it's the same thing.
So I said all of that to say when it comes to vulnerability, sometimes when we go back far enough in our mental bank, our experiences, we realize, and Kim on stage said this too, we realize that how we are came from most likely one single incident or event that fueled us to move the way that we are now. And if you're struggling with trust, if you're struggling with being vulnerable, if you go far enough back, I guarantee you there was one single event that caused you to be the way that you are. So trust, vulnerability was something I realized a couple weeks ago that I struggled with. Let me, fix that. Let me let my guard down with the right people. Like my husband, definitely I should be vulnerable with. Guard should come all the way down when I step into the house. People that have proven themselves to be friends and not take my information outside of.
Yeah, I don't trust. Yeah,
but people you just met, I'm sorry, boo, but you gotta give me time.
You gotta earn it. You can't just get that. You a fool and you think you're gonna get that off the rip. Well, somebody goofy might give it off the rip, but not over here. Especially not with me.
Cause listen, again, back to this movie. Fred let his guard down.
And let William O'Neill in, and look what happened. He's no longer with us. Cost him his life. So yeah, I take this very seriously. If I pick up on you, don't come around. The guard dog already sniffed you, bro. So don't bring.
I like that.
Don't come on back around here, because we all know how dogs go. When the dog, if they not rocking with you, you come back around, you're gonna get bit. So you come back around.
Yeah.
When you get bit, you can't be like, he bit me. Come on now. Gotta be realistic.
Thanks. You feel me?
You feel me?
So, based on what you just said, I feel like that's a perfect segue into adhering the signs. And like you said, like we both agree, everything boils down to trust. So, since you asked me a question first, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
How, for somebody like me that is used to giving the benefit of the doubt, how do you cross over from that, giving the benefit of the doubt, to now doing something about what you've seen, all the evidence?
Trusting your gut feeling.
Okay.
Rather than what they said.
Or did.
Or did. Guts don't lie. When you get that gut feeling, I used to like laugh at that when people say that, but no, the older I'm getting, have gotten, that's the truth. Your stomach just get upset. Trust it. It ain't just you ain't ate nothing all day and you just get a call and this stuff. That's for a reason. Trust your gut instinct. That's your body telling you, hey man, I'm not with this. What you doing? It's not an upset stomach. It's your gut feeling. Yeah. So
or even, you know,
trusting your gut feeling.
Some people prefer not to use the term, you know, trust your gut. It's kind of like
instinct. Okay, instinct.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say, you know, if you believe in God, the Holy Spirit has a way of just helping you understand and make it crystal clear. So trust that, operate in that, move in that. And I would say trust yourself too, in knowing that what you've received is it. And I think that's been the issue for myself, that I've second guessed myself in various instances so much that sometimes I can't say that I trust me 100%. I'm getting there, but I struggle in that.
Trusting your gut.
Trusting myself in knowing that what I've received is actually...
like I said, I've been there since I was 8.
Know that. I'm getting
I respect that. Yeah, it took you a while, but I know. Like I said, I mastered that because can't nobody tell me no different. You're my wife, you disrespect. But once I meet someone or I get around them a little bit, I can pretty much tell how that person gonna be. Mm-hmm. It's a gift and a curse at the same time. It's like, I see through you. Yeah. So I can't allow you around my family. I gotta protect that. That's my job. Yeah. But you know, I've mastered it. But you will too. But it's just something that I have.
Mm-hmm. I think that, you know, you and I have been together for almost 13 years now.
It's been a little minute.
We're not fresh newlyweds, but we've been married a little over a year.
We got a year, some months on our belt now.
Just from the
creeping
years,
to the 2-year, Lord willing, slowly creeping to the second.
But just from the years that we've known each other, the conversations that we've had, you know, letting our guards down around each other and with each other, that has helped me to better understand how you are and why you are the way that you are. So I feel like
someone who don't know me would call me arrogant, cocky. Oh, he think he know it all. No, pimp.
But the longer
that's not
they're
even
around you, the
right.
longer the more that they hear what some of your experiences have been, what you've been exposed to,
what I've been through in my life.
It will be like, okay, I get it.
You put the pieces together like that's why Trav is the way. It's not for no reason.
Right. And the same with me.
Yeah, same with you,
of course. People will then understand, okay, this is why she's happy-go-lucky all the time. This is why she's a strong believer in, you know, God. This is why she has patience. You know, okay, I get it. But let's be real. You aren't going to know that about somebody just because you met them one time.
Yeah, it's gonna take a minute.
Right.
It's gonna take a while.
Right. But trust is still...
Trust the gut feeling.
Huge, and you've got to understand that it's important to trust your gut, your instinct.
And I'm going to add to that with my second one is make sure the behaviors match up with their words. Ooh. So if they like, hey, I'm a good friend, or hey, I'm going to be there for you, and they not, pay attention to that.
Come on, baby.
Pay attention to that. I'm just saying. I'm dropping jewels for the people. That's real talk.
It's huge.
It's humongous because I've been burnt like that. Oh, I got you, dog. I'm here for you. And when I need them, nowhere to be found. Cricket. Nowhere to be found. Cricket. So it has to match up. Like when I got with my now wife, or when I got with you together, I say I'm gonna treat you right. I'm not gonna cheat. Hey, look who we at. I mean, what I said, it messed up. So she's like, oh, he for real.
I didn't trust you.
She didn't trust me. She didn't trust me. You did it. You was like,
I was like, mm-hmm.
Right. I'm like, I'm way home. You show your way home. Man, but I took that. I understand. But I had to show you, but it matched up with what I said.
Right. are so right.
So I didn't have to keep telling you after a while. You like, he said he really do be at the crib playing the game. Okay, he really is kicking it with his homies. Yeah. He really is taking his mom to the doctor. Yeah. Like, it matched up. It wasn't like I was like, yeah, I'm going home, and you saw me on social media somewhere getting it in. That's not at home. So if it don't match up,
but that's
red flags.
That's huge because
humongous.
And not to be all over the place, but what just came to my mind again was that's why when people get married or lose a loved one, when people say, "Oh, I'm gonna be there for you," they look for that. They expect that of you.
Word is bond.
When we got married, it was so many people that was like, "Oh, I'm here for you. Oh, I support you."
Ain't seen none of them yet. Ain't heard from. Appreciate y'all though. Thank you. But yeah, them type. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be here for you. Yeah, Trav, I got you, bro. I'm always here. Nowhere to be. We gonna link, man. We gonna kick it. Haven't kicked it with him yet.
Even when it comes to sharing with. Okay, this.
Yeah, we can go. Yeah. But the piggyback when it comes to sharing wisdom as well. Why do we hold knowledge from each other? But that's another story for another day.
Man,
but we gonna say it way back. We putting the car back on. Yeah. Jot it. It's gonna be jot it. You know what I'm talking about?
But no,
and it's gonna hold all information. Who are you?
Same with.
Who are you?
I can't. Same with. Like I was sharing, when people lose loved ones. When you say, "Oh, I'm gonna be here for you,"
just give me a call. Be there. So, because when you're not there,
stop asking, "How you doing? How are you doing?
How do you think I'm doing?" Exactly. Stop asking
dumb questions.
Yeah, I can't cuss, but stop asking dumb questions, man. You know how I'm feeling, Joe.
You know.
Just be there. Like sometimes you don't need to say nothing. Just be there for them. A shoulder to cry on. Just be there.
Somebody that we know, and not to, get out in people's business, but somebody that we know recently dealt with a lot of losses within a short period of time. Yes. And it was so refreshing to see that her friend circle, like, I don't know how frequently they do this, but like they met up with her, brought her food, they had beverages, alcoholic beverages with her. And just to see her smile, like, that hit me hard because I'm not in her immediate friend circle, but it made me reevaluate what type of friend am I.
Yep. Or what type of friends do we have in our circle? Or what the type of friends do we have? Exactly. It make you look at it.
Yeah, we talking about friendship.
Yeah.
So spoiler alert.
Yeah.
This season, we will definitely be nosediving into
problems
and issues.
We finna tackle it.
Black friendship circles.
We finna tackle this. And we gonna step on some toes, but guess what? That's what we here to do.
I mean, we gotta grow. We said we trying to build healthy relationships.
You feel me? You feel me, Joe?
Nothing healthy.
You feel me, Joe?
We can't have a healthy dynamic until
we gotta break it down. We gotta bust these ceilings. So we gotta get up in there, do some surgery. It's gonna hurt, but at the end we're gonna come out golden, and you gonna know how to be a better you. So how about that?
But
in
to
Jesus'
get us back,
Amen.
But to get us back on track, cause we took the car.
Yeah, we drove it off. We drove it off. We was on 290. Now we on Dan Ryan. We was on the 290. We sorry. We was on 290. We on Dan Ryan. Sorry about that. We getting back on 290.
Okay,
290 East. Headed back home.
I said all that I said to simply say or support the point that you just made about, if you say something, let your actions match up
with what you say. That's all you gotta do, man.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Because clearly, and this is going back to the movie, in Judas and the Black Messiah, the cool thing as a viewer that you saw and I felt was huge in how the producers and the writers of the film, they made it their business to show you different snippets of like betrayal and the truth in that betrayal, and like it was like, man, we this close, like to rip, you know, the veil off the fact that William O'Neal should not have been trusted. But it was like every time you got there, you know,
something happened.
He was sneaky, and it was like, oh shoot. So you saw that, I would say, towards the beginning of the movie, where two of the other Black Panthers had him in the vehicle, was interrogated. Well, before that, there was a scene where some people from William O'Neal's past was in the same vicinity as him,
and they recognized him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that caused them not to trust
the Panthers.
Because
they like what they doing with their snitch and they crew.
And that's another conversation for another day.
Yeah, snitches in your crew.
Watch who you got around you, because that may taint your reputation.
I'm trying to tell you, because they going to group you with them. Birds of a feather.
Woo!
Flock together.
Come on, geese. Come on, geese.
So you don't see the geeses.
I can't.
In the words of my big homies on YouTube, you don't see the geeses with the pigeons.
Geese.
You don't see the... One of more is geeses.
No, it's not.
I'm just playing. But you don't see the geese with the pigeons.
Man.
They with the geese. You don't see pigeons with...
Penguins.
With penguins. They with... So birds of a feather... Flock together. That's all I'm saying to y'all, man.
Who you flocking with?
Who you flocking with? We need to make that a t-shirt. Who you flocking with, Joe? Real talk. Who you flocking with?
Yeah. But no,
let's stay
on the road.
All right, 290.
Cause you know
290.
Get off.
We deep south. We got to come back, turn around. We on the line. We done went too far. We got to get right back on to get on 290 East.
Yeah.
I need that western suburb side.
I can't.
All my drivers and my commuters, y'all know. I need to get back on my end of town.
But yes, I said, you know, that was an example early on in the movie, where two of the Black Panthers, you know, had weird feelings. They saw some signs with William O'Neal, but how things happen, it was like, okay, well, the evidence supports that maybe you aren't.
Yeah, I mean,
informant.
Yeah,
we can trust you. And then it was crazy because, and this is if how they portrayed, how they did the movie, if it lined up 100% to the facts. It was just interesting because Fred Hampton, you know, was in jail for a short period of time after that. And then those two individuals from the Black Panther ended up dying, and they never got a chance to tell Fred what they thought.
Yeah, they couldn't. Yeah, like I said, because William O'Neal was closer. Yeah,
right.
They seen the betrayal, but
and you saw different signs even throughout the movie where it was like, you know, Fred had some signs. You know, it made me ask the question: had he not given William O'Neal the benefit of the doubt,
he would have been still alive. He would still be here. He wouldn't be dead. It's just that simple and plain.
Oh, Skinfolk ain't your kinfolk.
He got him killed, so it ain't no what if that would. No, he got him killed, bro. So if you take out William O'Neal, we still have Chairman Fred to this day. Because his beautiful wife still living, his son just made 50. Shout out to Fred Hampton Jr.
Yeah.
Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. Salute my brother. Yeah. Shout out to you, dog. But so he would still be here. If they're here, he would have been here.
That's nuts.
So I don't take that like I said. So if you come around me and mine, I'm scanning you from the time I shake your hand, from the time you sit down on my couch, from the time we do anything.
Back up again. Y'all know what them full body scanners look like.
And if I pick up something, it's like, yep, I might not say it to you while you're there, but you're not going to come back again because you're going to know because you're not going to be back over again.
Fool me once.
Yep. Fool me twice. I got one more point.
Okay.
If you feel confused, pay attention. That is a clear indication that the other person is not being honest. So if you're involved with a friend, relationship, and you just always confused about, they say I'm going to the store, and you be like, are they really going to the store? Is something wrong? I'm just saying.
No, I'm making this face because you, first of all, I see you, husband, over here with all of the knowledge because
I'm trying to drop the
you
tools for people.
just got my wheels spinning.
I know I did.
Because, okay, God is a God of peace.
He don't operate in
My
confusion.
mom has always taught me that he doesn't operate in confusion.
So that's, if anything,
So anything
confused,
that creates confusion or anxiety.
it's enemy tactics. It's not good stuff.
Babe,
Mm-hmm.
you just...
Mm-hmm. Drop it, let me see it.
You feel
Y'all
me?
can't drop it.
You feel
I'm
me?
just saying. I can't drop it, but that's...
Yes.
If we was on live.
Give me some sugar.
If we was on live, I would have said that.
Yes. I love that. Say that one more time for the one time.
If you feel confused, pay attention that is a clear indication that the other person is not being honest. So you sitting up there on the couch, you've been on the couch 2 hours, you can't figure out why what he just said threw you off, because he lying. Vice versa, if you sitting there, bro, you listening, you watching the game, you like, wait a minute. She said she going to the stove. Fam, she lying.
Because going back to the movie again, that scene where I was talking about where the two of the Black Panthers was in the car with William O'Neill, and they were like, okay, if you didn't steal this car.
How you got the key?
No, if you stole this car,
why
how
do
do
you have the key? He's like, I hotwired it.
Yeah, and they was like, okay, do
Do
it
it now.
again.
Yep.
And he was like,
He was
and
able to do it
granted,
under pressure,
yeah,
but he was
able
just
to do
fortunate.
it. But then that didn't even make sense. Who actually back then would have been able to take you to get a new lock for the car with, and then like all the signs of like how he was dressing, you
Fly for school, you showing up full trench coats at the
at
meetings.
17.
Come on, man, nobody paying attention. You got to be aware. That's not being aware of your surroundings. That's why being aware is key.
He quick and eager to, let me do.
Yep.
Ooh, let
I'll
me do.
take you. You got to watch them tights.
I can't. But you're right. You're absolutely right.
You gotta be
I would
honest
say-
with yourself.
I would say for me, like looking back on my life, I've definitely had plenty of signs when somebody wasn't for me, using all the different, tools that you just, or wisdom that you just share regarding trusting yourself. Looking back, like I said, I had plenty of signs. People wasn't for me, from friendships, dating, situations, sometimes family even. But again, unfortunately, I didn't want to make hasty decisions. So I didn't trust myself enough in that manner that, okay, I'm definitely making the best decision for me. And then too, I'll admit back then, I didn't want to be lonely when it came to friends. Like, if I only had one friend and that friend was showing signs that I couldn't trust them, I'm like, okay, to be lonely or to, be content all by myself. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be lonely, so let me keep hanging around with him. And eventually, I ended up hurting myself because I didn't trust myself.
You watch your signs and you good?
Yep,
all that.
all that.
Yep. Nobody to blame but you.
All that. Any other last pointers that you
No,
have
that was
for
my
us?
last little jewel for the people, man. I just
Babe out here dropping gems and whatnot.
So
I'm lost for words. I
just
don't know what to say after that.
Hey, just watch you got your circle, man. Watch who you allow in your space. Watch who you allow around your family, your kids. If you have kids.
That's parents.
That's parents. Speaking. Let me take my glasses off and look at the camera.
Be careful who you have around your
Be
children.
careful who you have around your babies.
All skinfolk.
ain't your kinfolk. And every brother ain't your brother.
And every
sister ain't your sister. So it's crucial, man. It's life or death. That's how real it is. You make the wrong decision. We don't get extra men. This ain't Mario.
It cost Fred Hampton his life.
It cost him his life at 21 years old. Because he trusted William O'Neal.
Yep.
So
and
come
William
on now.
O'Neal deceived him.
And he deceived him.
And he had the signs.
But he ignored them. So this is key. That's why I just want to leave my people with. Don't keep giving people the benefit of the doubt.
Eventually.
When you see something, as my granddad used to say, rest in peace, call a spade a spade. You can't call it an ace or a king. It's a spade.
Yep.
It's the same thing. So if you got a feeling like they fake phony, 9 times out of 10,
probably are.
They fake and phony, man. So just pay attention to the signs. That's what I just want to leave my people with. I brought it today. I'm going to bring it every season, every episode this season like this, because it's a new day. So I'm trying to help y'all. So if you listen to this and you getting results, that's your fault, because you ain't listening. Because we gave you everything you needed. So you can't be like, no, I don't know. No, you did that. Yeah. You did that.
And again, this, you know, with the paralleling this back to the movie Judas and the Black Messiah, you know, they were colleagues, for lack of better words. But I definitely feel like this applies to every walk, every relationship dynamic, whether it's friends, family, you know, who you dating, who you sleeping around with. It may potentially apply to who you married to if you ain't see God on that, you know. But that's your business.
That's your business. Your business.
But y'all,
just
understand that as much, and we talked about this last week, as much as I would love, support, and, you know, the love from all my African Americans.
It's just reality. We might not get that. It's just a reality. We might not get it.
Because I understand that everybody who looks like me, everybody who talks like me, everybody who got some melanin in their tank, everybody ain't for me. Some people are willing to do whatever it takes for the almighty dollar.
Yep, to get ahead. And man, for the love of money, man.
And some people, unfortunately, ain't trying to be in my circle to uplift me. It's a lot of people who are trying to be in my circle just to
be nosy, just to get info, William O'Neal informant, right? And we not allowing that, especially not with me at the helm, not at my house.
So look,
you
just understand that although it's Black History Month, although we learning Black history all year, although we're, you know, Black and we proud, understand that everybody ain't for you. Everybody that's your skin tone or your skinfolk ain't your kinfolk. And once you understand that and move differently, yes, it's okay to be vulnerable. Yes, it's okay to let your guard down. But understand that you can't do that with everybody. And people who are fresh and new in your life should understand and respect that. And take it slow. Drive slow, homie. I'd rather drive slow and still be here to drive than drive fast and not be here to live. You feel me?
I feel you.